Mike Johnson's chief of staff just landed himself in trouble with the law, and Washington is a Twitter. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Hayden Haynes. You can be forgiven for not knowing the name. I doubt any American could name their own representative's chief of staff, let alone one for someone else's. Heck, I'm guessing a lot of Americans couldn't even recognize the name of most people in Congress. So there you have it. Hayden Haynes has long worked behind the scenes in Congress. Prior to working for Mike Johnson, he worked for Louisiana Congressman David Vitter. You'll remember him from the 2007 D.C. prostitution scandal. Hustler magazine reported on extensive calls between a D.C. madam and various politicians. The adult magazine contacted Vitter for comment, and before it could publish allegations, Vitter, with his wife in tow, made a public apology for his sins. No doubt Haynes learned how to clean up after a prostitute that day. Haynes moved on to work for Representative Johnson in 2017, not long after he was elected to Congress. Haynes has been his closest aide since, right up to Johnson's appearance at Donald Trump's address to a joint session of Congress on Tuesday night. In case you've been hiding in a closet somewhere, and really who can blame you, Trump's speeches are so painful to sit through. In case you missed the address, it was a complete mess, riddled with lies. A number of Democrats held up signs in protest of the speech, some boycotted or walked out on it, and this happened.
That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Yes, for the first time I'm aware of in a televised speech, the Speaker of the House had the quartermaster remove a lawmaker, in this case, Louisiana Representative Al Green. Green has been a harsh critic of Trump and has already filed impeachment articles against him. It's also interesting that both Green and Johnson are from Louisiana. Even when Joe Wilson or Marjorie Taylor Greene heckled Democratic presidents, they weren't removed from the chamber. Maybe Johnson has a personal vendetta against Green, or vice versa? If they didn't have beef before, they sure do now. Anyway, no doubt many Americans, following such a lie-riddled and unending speech, turned to a tall glass of booze for comfort. Or in the case of Pete Hegseth, he probably turned to booze before, after, and during the speech. And for once, who could blame him? I needed some wine after that mess. Apparently, so did Hayden Haynes. NBC News now reports that D.C. police arrested Haynes for drunk driving following the Tuesday night speech. According to police reports, an intoxicated Haynes backed his car into a parked vehicle. He was arrested on the spot. Reached for comment late yesterday, Mike Johnson said he stands behind his chief aide. Now look, boozing in Washington is nothing new. Plenty of congressmen and senators have shown up for work soused out of their minds. Hell, Boris Yeltsin and Bill Clinton once did a hilarious press conference together after a few too many. We think Yeltsin maybe brought some vodka from home. But even then, DUIs are another matter. They're prosecuted by the D.C. Office of the Attorney General as opposed to the U.S. Attorney's Office. That could be significant in this case since the acting interim U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia is Ed Martin. In 2021, he earned a reputation for circulating doctored footage of the January 6th attack, positing conspiracy theories designed to protect Donald Trump. Earlier this year, he also rose to prominence after GOP Representative Corey Mills of Florida was suspected of beating a woman. Police failed to arrest Mills because Ed Martin refused to sign his arrest warrant. No wonder Trump wants him permanently installed. He's another corrupt grifter. As for Hayden Haynes, we have a feeling he will survive this run-in. Does that mean he'll get sober? Maybe, but I wouldn't count on it. If I had to work for Mike Johnson, I'd have already died of cirrhosis of the liver. This is Occupy Democrats.